Hi, welcome to Project Geospatial. In this segment, we have the pleasure of interviewing Eddie Pickle to talk about FedGeoDay, which takes place November 3rd at the Department of Interior Yates Auditorium. Eddie, how about you go ahead and introduce yourself, and let's find out what FedGeoDay is all about.
Well, thank you so much, Adam. My name is Eddie Pickle, as Adam said. I'm the Senior Vice President of Public Sector at CrunchyData Solutions, where it's an organization that supports enterprise use of Postgres, an open source, commonly used open source software library. I'm very happy to be chairing or co-chairing FedGeoDay 2022 again this year. And it's been going on since 2012. And I think, most remarkably, Adam, this year will be the first year that we're back with an in-person event since 2019. We've had two great, Zoom era events the last 2 years, but we're back in person, like you said, at the Yates Auditorium.
Excellent. So what is FedGeoDay? Let's talk about that. Why is this an event people should go to?
Well, FedGeoDay is really the only conference that is devoted to open geospatial ecosystems. And by that, I mean the open technologies that drive federal programs in geo that are not based on proprietary software or public, private data or whatever. So that includes, of course, open source software, commonly used open source software like, GeoServer or GeoNode or PostGIS or QGIS, et cetera. It includes programs that rely on open mapping or collaborative mapping, particularly the ones that are using OpenStreetMap, which is more and more widely used. And there's some real innovation going on in that area. And then open geospatial science. There's a lot of collaboration there, and open engagements. And we're very happy to once again have the Census Open Innovation Lab doing a session at FedGeoDay again this year, where open collaboration is something that is being used to develop programs. So really, FedGeoDay is really it's both a networking event and an educational event for agencies, program managers, their industry partners, et cetera, that use those open technologies.
So it's not just a bunch of talks, too. You have active workshops, correct?
That's right. So we have both training sessions, and those will be software training sessions, particularly on GeoServer and GeoNode in the morning of the 3rd. And then we're also going to have several workshops. We're going to have workshops on as mentioned, the Census Open Innovation Lab is doing one on the Opportunity Project Sprint Adaptability Workshop. And the Open Geospatial Consortium, in combination with USGS, is going to be doing a workshop on OGC recipes and tools for disaster preparedness. So we have some exciting programs in the morning. And then I should note, Adam, after the plenary sessions, which are in the afternoon of the 3rd from 1 to 5, we'll have a reception across the street at the American Red Cross building.
So what's the biggest reason you'd give someone to attend FedGeoDay? Why would you say, hey, come to this? This is more important than you realize.
Well, I think there are actually two that I would advise. One is to learn about other programs that are using, learn about innovations that are happening with these open geospatial technologies, whether they're in data creation or in software or in collaboration. And then the other is really the networking, to really get to meet the other leaders in the federal sphere who are using these open technologies that are, contributing to open source software or to, open data development through collaborative mapping and that sort of thing. So the networking and the learning are both critical elements here of FedGeoDay.
Excellent. So to find out more information at FedGeoDay, individuals go to fedgeoday.us and you can register up until the event.
That's right. It's actually fedgeo.us. Yes. And we have a long and checkered history with URLs, and I can tell you about that later on. And yes, registration's open until the day of. We do ask people if they're going to sign up for workshops where attendance is limited, that they need to sign up 2 days, at least 2 days in advance for that. We will be providing lunch for attendees of the training sessions and workshops, so we have to have that count. And I would point out, Adam, that attendance is free for federal government and .org and .edu attendees, and very inexpensive for industry attendees. I want to, that's all due to our great sponsors, who I really have to thank. We have 3 platinum sponsors. CrunchyData, of course, RGI and AWS are platinum sponsors. And then both Planet and GeoSolutions are our gold sponsors. And also, Adam, we really couldn't do this without our host sponsors. And there are really 4 organizations that are contributing heavily as hosts to this. One is the Department of Interior, which is letting us use the beautiful Yates Auditorium. Then there's the American Red Cross, which is right across the street from the Yates Auditorium, letting us use their facilities for our workshops, classes, and the reception. And then OSGeo US, which is the umbrella organization for open source software projects here in the US, and OpenStreetMap US. All 4 of those hosts have really contributed a lot to helping us put on FedGeoDay and having it be a success.
What kind of guest speakers can we hope to see there?
Well, I'm sure that you've all been keeping track at home, Adam, that this is the 50th anniversary of Landsat, and we are lucky to have Pete Doucette, who is the acting director of the USGS Aeros Data Center, here to talk about the state of that program and data use, the history and future of open imagery. We've got 3. Besides that, we've got 3 really interesting plenary panels. One is on, I'll just paraphrase and say it's on the use of OpenStreetMap to drive both data collection and data dissemination and data collaboration in federal agencies. And there's a tremendous amount of innovation going on there. Then we've got one on open source software in use and contributions being made by federal agencies to open source software programs and how those are helping drive agency programs. And then the last is a very interesting panel on open geospatial science to improve human security. And we've got a very diverse panel of experts talking about ways that these open geospatial science technologies and programs are enabling agencies to better monitor, future emergencies, recover, et cetera, and provide for better human security. And actually, one other thing is we have a lot of lightning talks, and the lightning talks are so diverse. I can't even go. Just a fantastic set of things of both technologies and specific program examples that'll give FedGeoDay attendees a chance to quickly see, wow, this person is doing something really interesting. Get the name, get some basic facts about the program, and a couple of examples and contact information. It's just kind of a super speed networking kind of opportunity.
That's amazing. And it sounds like you got a great lineup. And so let's talk about how many times has FedGeoDay been going on? You mentioned this is the first time it's been in person for a couple of years, right? So how long has this been going on? And we should probably talk about how FedGeoDay is perhaps a subset of OSGeo, right?
Yes. So, there's a lot of, I think FedGeoDay started in 2012, and really it was started out of the open source software community. OSGeo is the umbrella organization that runs the FOSS4G conferences. That's free open source software for geospatial. The big international conference was just back in August in Florence, Italy, and was a huge success in-person conference. After a few years, FedGeoDay has taken on more related technologies. For example, the OpenStreetMap contributions to FedGeoDay has really come along since the 2016 conference. It hasn't held every year, so this will be the 8th one. But I think over time, what we've seen is we've not only had a strong developer community, a software developer community of open source, represented by the OSGeo ecosystem, but again, users of that data and agencies that are building programs based on that data. So a lot of other things that are related have grown into the FedGeoDay kind of lineup over the years, including like policy considerations that are, the use of open source policy around that, and policies around collaboration and that sort of thing. So it's got a long history. It is really the only, Adam, it's really the only conference of this type where, there's no one company. It's not a company conference. It's not like a major event of some big private software entity or whatever. It's kind of a coalition of users and application developers to really have a chance to network and share.
How many people do you expect to see at this conference?
I think that we'll have over 200 attendees in person. That's been typical of our in-person events. When we were live on Zoom, we'd have, like 500 people signed up, but, people would be coming and going. I have to say, Adam, I'm really looking forward to having the audience there and, seeing people who are asking questions and having the feedback and stuff. It's just going to be great to do it. But I would say 200 to 250 people are what we're planning to see.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to let our audience know about FedGeoDay and why they should attend?
Well, a couple of main things that I want to really emphasize is, again, the primary program is from 1 to 5 in the afternoon. It's all plenary sessions at the Yates Auditorium. So that's really going to be your best chance to see a very diverse program of agency leaders and industry experts talking. And we will have networking tables there at the breaks of that session. The other thing I would want to remind people is there are these workshops that we talked about, the OGC Disaster Preparedness one, the Census Open Innovation Lab, Sprint about adaptability program, and then 2 software trainings for GeoServer and GeoNode. Those are in the morning, and they have specific locations that you'll have to look on the website to see the details of. And so they do need to be signed up for in advance. But I think it's going to be a great combination of learning opportunities, networking opportunities, and like just mind expanding opportunities in terms of the possibilities of open technology for your programs.
No, that's great. And actually, Project Geospatial will be there right alongside you. So not just to cover the event, but hopefully get some interviews and then talk to everybody on site. So if anybody in the audience watches the show, you're welcome to come up and talk to us. So that'll be great. I'm looking forward to FedGeoDay. This sounds like a bigger event than I probably even personally gave it credit for in the past. So, well, Eddie, I want to thank you for talking about this with me, and we look forward to seeing everybody there. I want to let everybody keep in mind that, once again, they can go to fedgeo.us to sign up, register, find out more information, and that it is being held on November 3rd at the Department of Interior Yates Auditorium. And you have plenty of time to sign up, but definitely attend and look forward to seeing everybody out there.